Dear viewers, a very, very, very good evening. I, Lekha Verma, welcome you on my channel Prava. So today we are going to have a special program on Nada Brahma. For that, we have a very special guest from Germany. He is a leading expert in various fields. He is also an Acharya in Prana Shakti. Hi Sebastian, how are you? So
Nice to meet you, Kieleka. It's a pleasure. So
right.
great to see you.
So, friends, this was not all. Let me introduce him properly in his presence, what he does. So, we should know about him. So, he is MA in Systemic Counseling, is one of the leading experts on applied resilience in Germany. He is the author of 5 professional books, a keynote speaker, resilient master, trainer, systemic coach, board member in numerous coaching and training associations, and an entrepreneur. My God, his main focus areas are individual resilience and resilience, resilient leadership, and team resilience. He is the initiator of the annual Resilience online congress, where he has already exchanged ideas with more than 240 resilience experts from various disciplines, as well as the resilience podcast, Rethinking Resilience. So, would you like to tell what is systemic counseling? First, I would like to know about that before we
So
start.
yeah, let's start with that. So as Master already is always talking about resilience,
Yeah,
it's has a lot to do with how we cope with everyday stress.
yeah,
So since the world doesn't really get easier or
mm,
calmer, resilience is what is within every person to withstand the daily struggles, the daily stress, and to maintain or at least regain your mental health.
mm,
And as you know, mental health equals physical health. At least they play a vital role interacting. And systemic consulting, systemic thinking is a way of thinking where we don't think in terms of because, let's say, I had a bad childhood, today I am like that, but it's rather enhancing the self-efficacy and the freedom, saying, okay, maybe you had a bad childhood, but how today do you relate to it? What can you do? How can you change what has happened to you? And it has very much to do with all the programs we learned from Sri Pranaji, empowering, giving freedom, enhancing autonomy, and yeah, just living more the life you're meant to live, so
yeah.
to speak.
So this is very new for me. So how did you meet Sri Pranaji?
Yeah, that's an interesting story, and it wasn't planned as always. And so a friend of mine, he's the son of one of my doctors, and she said like we're befriended, and the son said like, well, I was at this great program. It's called Siddha in Our Power. I haven't heard anything about it before. And I said, like, well, okay, why are your eyes shining like that? She said, it's so great. You know, you cultivate your inner power and you regain strength and so on and so forth. So he like made basically a marketing pitch for like half an hour. After that, I said, like, okay, I need it. Where do I get that? And he said, well, there's a guy in Germany who teaches it. And it comes from the ancient Siddha knowledge of Sri Pranaji. I said, like, oh, I have a name. So I went to Google, Googled him, Googled whatever the program was. I went to the program. I said, like, well, that's great. I need more. And so I connected to other acharyas.
Mm,
And we were talking and I said like, well, can't we have the 5-year SAP program in Germany?
mm,
And they said like, well, yeah, we can, but you have to organize it. I said like, well, if I want it, I have to do something for it.
Right.
So I got in contact with Sri Banerjee, very down to earth, very open, very professional, and very solution focused.
Yeah.
And yeah, we built a group, and there we have it.
So it was long back when you
Yeah,
met.
it was 2019, I think, 18, 19. So,
Not very back. I met him in 2022. I met him. So,
okay. Yeah.
oh, but you completed your recipe, and I'm just a struggler still doing my work.
Well, everybody's on the way, and
Yeah,
so
we are.
you already got your doctor. I'm on my way, struggling towards my doctor, so it's kind of equal, okay?
Right, right. So, my next question is now, as you are an Acharya of Prana Shakti,
Yeah.
so what responsibilities now do you have? How do you have to take it forward? Take the things what Pranaji is teaching us. So, how do you take the things and how will you take it forward for the others? How will they understand? Because it's nowadays it has become very difficult. Spirituality is like that. People don't understand. They want the religion. So,
Yeah.
in such times, what responsibility you are having, and how will you proceed with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe for like a basic frame, my father was a pastor, evangelic pastor, and so I'm used to spending a lot of time in churches, a lot of time during prayers and sermons, and so on and so forth. And I always like the idea if you are if you really go for something from the bottom of your heart, if you really care for human potential to develop, to just flourish, I think it needs to be spread. So I did this for over 20 years now in the field of resilience, personal growth, communication, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So that is what I'm already doing. And with being an acharya, I now have the chance to enhance that or to enrichen that
Yeah.
with the spiritual world. And the way I'm doing that is like in every training I give, like the basic fundamental things and thoughts Pranaji is sharing with us, they are all woven into my teachings right now. So he's always present in my regular teachings. And I'm giving another Brahma class. I'm giving actually my second Nada Brahma class right now with 30
Right.
people.
Okay.
I've already scheduled the Prana Kriya Shakti classes. I'm looking forward to giving my first Jyoti class. And so it's the need of the people
Yeah.
for some practical connection to the
Yeah.
divine, which really drives me as an acharya.
So, just now you mentioned about Nada Brahma. So, what is Nada Brahma, and how did Sri Pranaji brought it into the existence for the humanity? Basically, this is I think this is his vision for the humanity. So, what is Nada Brahma? Can you explain to the viewers so they should also understand and the significance of it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, Nada Brahma, funny enough, I've Googled that like 20 years ago because somebody said like, well, Nada Brahma, the world is sound and we have frequency and all that. So I looked into that and it was like, yeah, it's kind of nice, but I'm not using any kind of singing bowl and meditating to it. Like in terms of effectiveness, I always like to be effective and structured and with visible results. So then master came and said like, well, I've developed Nada Brahma. I said like, okay, I know that. Yes, I want to do that. And he beautifully calls it resonance awakening. So it is like a process of activating specific sound frequencies within the body with which you harmonize your energy centers, or you could call them chakras, and align with this way your mind, your body, and your spirit. And what I like very much is that like it's rooted in the ancient Vedic principles. And as always, Master made it simple. It follows his motto, it follows his mindset.
Yeah,
Life is simple.
yeah,
And so he made it teachable, he made it learnable, and in a way where we have five basic frequencies and four, let's say, advanced frequencies. And just, I remember doing it the first time last year. You've been in the group. Um, the first frequencies, like so much happened since then. And I'm so thankful because all of that through the nine frequencies really made such a fundamental difference within my life.
so actually, people still don't understand the difference. They go for the sound healing. They think that sound healing is the same. How can we explain them about that? Ki, Nada Brahma that comes from inside. How should they? What are the frequencies? And basically, as you said, advanced and the basic frequencies. Can you just elaborate it? So people should understand that they should not go for the sound healing that goes comes from the outside. The singing goes is the, are going on, and people think that they are getting healed. So
Yeah.
how can we break the myth of them? Why
So
people are going for that? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so my very basic, and I think I want to keep it simple.
Mhm.
Um, you can obviously do singing bowls, do this resonance from the outside. But the question is always, does your inside resonate and how long does it take?
Yeah,
So if the solution is inside and the resonance has to be inside, why not start there? And I
yeah,
found that so brilliant because whereas all the singing bowls, they have their place in the world, the cultivation and the activation of the resonance inside of you, and actually, we are talking about nine chakras, is such a fundamental difference because you kind of activate the root where you want the resonance to be. So why go a detour for the outside when you can start on the inside? And the
yeah.
second part is, which I find very, very helpful, is that whatever life throws at you, I played baseball for a long time, and in the States we said sometimes life throws you curveballs. It's hard to hit, and it's difficult to get in contact with. So if you have certain struggles in your life, and life always is changing, you can use all the nine frequencies once you have completed them, and use the tools he conducted in a very specific way to work on that. So it's not that you have to keep, I don't know, 9, 12, 15 different singing bowls and you have to guess, you have to carry them around. You
Hmm.
carry all the tools with you and can work for yourself whenever you need to.
It has become very simple. You don't have to
Yeah,
carry so many balls and playing them and carrying that loads. Once we were also thinking about that to learn
yeah,
the sound frequencies. Then master came in the life and everything changed. That is true. So
yeah.
this is the way. So can you please just tell the names of the frequencies? Can you tell the people? They should understand what are the basic frequencies related to the chakras.
Yeah, so we have 174 hertz, which
Yeah.
is Talu chakra or Talana chakra. Here we work a lot with peace and pain relief. And it's so fundamentally grounding, and if you want to fly in life, if you want to have, like, if you want to flourish, you need to have good roots. The second frequency is 285, which
Yeah.
is the Adara chakra. And there, very interestingly, you go for cellular regeneration and health. Next one is 396, so 390 and 6, which is the root chakra, which is for purification and stability. And then you have the sacral chakra at 417. And here we go for emotional balance and creativity. The last of the basic frequencies is 528 hertz, which is the solar plexus chakra, and it's for inner strength and confidence. And we had those five with master. We had a break till we went to the advanced frequencies. And with the acharyas who like to share that, you can get these five basic frequencies.
Right.
The advanced frequencies, there we go to the heart chakra at 639 hertz. And here you go for compassion, for emotional healing. And it was a very touching process. Next chakra of the advanced ones is the throat chakra for mental clarity and communication. And then we go for the third eye chakra at 852 hertz, where we go for intuition and awareness. And last, and I think most beautiful, is the crown chakra at 963 hertz. Here you have spiritual connection, you have unity, and you just have this beautiful, complete, whole feeling where just wholeness kisses you and you become aware of being attached to everything. So that is just,
So that reflects on your face that you are connected. The emotionally you are stable and
yeah.
you have lots of compassion with less pain. That reflects on your face. Am I right, Sebastian?
Well, I'm doing the integrating because that's the bonus part. So the cherry on the cake is one final mantra where all nine frequencies are integrated. And
Yeah.
if my smile isn't enough to make marketing, I don't know what is. So life is good, and this is very, very helpful for, bringing centering and balance to your life.
So, how were you fascinated towards Nada Brahma? Only by the after typing on the Google, you heard about it. So, I think since then you must be searching about someone who could teach you about that, or you can get connected with the things. Is it true?
Yeah, I actually went for chakra healing.
Yeah.
So I was looking for chakra healing, and I went to a couple healers where they went for the seven chakras, and they balanced it and tried to harmonize it, and it was always outside in. And I asked them, how can I do it myself? So, yeah, you can do meditation, and Osho has done work on that, and you can use the stones and so on and so forth. So I did that, and everything that helps on the way was there. And the fundamental difference from me, from what I've experienced with chakra healing is that um, the healing part is like, yeah, what do you want to heal in a chakra? So that is kind of a contradiction. So, or kind of, you want to activate, you want to harmonize, and since they are your energy centers, you want them all in balance. And so for me, the idea of heal a chakra, yeah, well, you can do that, but it's much better to cultivate, to activate, to really get them to their full potential and do it yourself. And for self-efficacy reasons, I'm repeating myself, being able to do something for your health yourself and be a better human being for others. I think Nada Brahma is just perfect.
So this is the basic difference between the Nada Brahma and the chakra healing. So people
Yeah,
should understand it's not one and the same because they
yeah,
always get confused going for the
yeah,
YouTubes and not understanding the real meaning of that. So this is the basic difference as you explained for Nada Brahma and chakra healing. So that is
yeah.
good enough. I think people can understand what you have said. So now the question is, ki, who can learn Nada Brahma and how is it different from other spiritual practices we are doing? So, as when you go and ask them, they say, yes, I am doing some spiritual practice. Yes, I am
Yeah.
doing that. I am doing that. So, they don't understand the importance of Nada Brahma.
Yeah.
So, how would you
So,
explain that?
so again, to put it simple, I think everybody should learn it, let's say, from the age 16 to 18 years on. So, becoming an adult and really having to live your life in the world is for myself a fundamental basic practice
mm,
where if you are aligned inside, you are much more able to live the path you're supposed to live. So, in my experience, everybody should do it. And the for myself good thing is it's not attached to any kind of belief. You don't have to believe in anything. You just do it with a lot of humbleness and humility towards this old Vedic and Siddha principles. And it's not a religious whatever. It's just really functional, spiritual, I would say, technology. And
mm,
Pranaji always says, like, well, if you do my programs, you become a spiritual practitioner or a spiritual scientist, where you explore through spirituality all the potentials of your system. So everybody who gets interested now says, like, yeah, I want to explore what more in life is there, should really, at least do the first step, which is the Om activation, which
yeah. That actually
many,
helped
many,
people. I think people were really fascinated by that. Yeah, how can they actually hear the sound of Om? The humming sound is coming from inside. Because till now everyone was just chanting Om and not understanding the meaning. So that's a very beautiful thing Master is teaching us, and to be blessed his students. So,
yeah.
so that means anybody can learn. There is no hassle in that in learning. So the you have already explained about the frequencies and the chakra. So what is the actual relationship? How people should understand when they are working on the chakra, how the frequencies generate and how they resonate. That means people, what is the people understanding? They think when they are working on any of the chakra, that chakra starts moving. There is a movement of the energy. So
Yeah.
what is that, if, that particular movement of the chakra? How will you explain that? Does that creates the humming sound, or the frequencies created by that, by the rotation of the chakras when we work upon that? Or how does this thing come?
Yeah. So I'm a little bit ambivalent right now, because I know to if I would like precisely go for, okay, that's how it goes.
Ah,
So people, and that's what I've experienced so far in my classes.
yeah.
They are looking specifically for that, and the mind comes into the way than just feeling it.
Mm,
So I'd much rather say, well, please experience how it's working,
mm,
because like if you explain it, I've seen it with one of my students, and he
mm,
said, like, yeah, well, but you said this and that, and it I can't feel it. Is it there then? And I said, like, well, go through it. So he always tells me, I don't feel anything.
mm,
Please tell me exactly. So mind, exactly how it works, so I can feel like that. Said,
mm,
like, well, do you think it is like that, or do you feel it is like that? So I said, yeah, yeah, I feel. So I'd much rather say experience, especially the changes that come with that. And to go away from your question, what shifted within me within the last 9 months, and doing this regular practice, with some frequencies, I had a little bit of sensation. With other frequencies, I had a lot of sensation, and I would rather say, look what happens on the outside if you change your inside. So that would be my other question, my other answer for the question you did not ask. But
yeah.
so
So,
how?
so this is a transformation you have felt.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
what I feel now after listening to you, if people do it sincerely with heart, without expecting the results, Because what happens is, as soon as people start doing anything, they want the result. And
Yeah,
when that doesn't come, people become disheartened, and then they say, oh, this is not working. This is
yeah,
not working for me. So how what is your experience about that, and how will you explain people not to get, even I think you must be having that with your students also. I
yeah,
had the same thing when we taught. We also took two batches, and
yeah,
in the two batches, hardly for the higher frequencies, three people went. So
yeah.
that means there was something, they did not receive what they wanted. They must be thinking like, yes, we have started the frequencies, so something immediately should change in my life. Some transformation should come. And
Yeah.
when that doesn't come, people leave the things. So how will you take this particular question of mine? Okay, what people should do for that?
Yeah. So from a, and there comes the systemic consulting in place. So if you say that, well, I did this meditation, why am I not getting that out of it? Because you said do this meditation and you get that.
Yeah.
This is very, very cause and effect like thinking.
Mhm.
With all these techniques, it's much more if you shift your resonance, if you shift your frequency, if you shift what you resonate to, and shift these little things, like life is unfolding sometimes really slightly in a totally different way from what it would have been before. Since you didn't know how it was before or how it would have been before, you obviously don't notice. So what do I tell these people? I said, like, well, give yourself time. You would never plant a tree and like the next day would go out, say like, hey, tree, what's up? Don't you want to grow? What's your problem? I gave you water yesterday. How just arrogant are you not growing? What is it? You wouldn't do that because you know the tree takes time and it takes time to care for it and to nurture it like all the time. And for myself, whenever I get these things like I didn't notice something right away, um, the question is always in what time span don't you get the thing? You don't usually get any kind of results like just immediately everything changes, but it's always like the slight shift of direction. So if you have a big boat and you want to shift the course, you just go gradually and it suddenly, it changes sometimes in very little steps. So
Okay.
I always say, like, well, think in other dimensions. Give yourself time. Think about like 3 months, 6 months. Give yourself a year. Because in terms of eternity, a year is nothing. And just enjoy the way, enjoy the practice. And with Nada Brahma, which I like very much, you get breathing techniques, you get mindfulness techniques, and at least in some of the mantras you are chanting or some of the mudras you're using to activate the energy, you feel something. And it doesn't always have to be big, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes little things can do, like if you have ever had a mosquito in your room, it's so little, but it's very effective in keeping you awake. So things don't have to be so big and so fireworky to have like a humongous effect. So
Yeah, that's true.
that
So,
would be my answer.
actually, people should understand that even if the compassion starts, even if their problem starts getting resolved, they have to take those things in a positive manner. That these changes are coming. Even in the terms of relationship, I think we can take. If your relationships are getting better, if your vision is cleared, there are many aspects, isn't it, Sebastian? People should understand about that. We can uh,
Yeah,
these things, and then only we will get the result. In the normal life, if you are leading, you don't get these results. You are always struggling. So even if you get a little bit of relief, one should understand what is the importance of the spiritual practices that we are doing, and why one should do. That's the most important thing, just to make your life better, viewers. That is very, very necessary. to do some spiritual practices and get connected with Sri Pranaji. He
Yeah.
is the founder of Pranashakti and he is doing a lot for the humanity. He is from Germany, I am from India. Just think, there is no connection, otherwise, you would have not even got connected. So, this is one thing that we are talking today, and many people will now, I think, they will understand why one should do the Nada Brahma and get connected to Sri Pranaji. So, that is was my basic motto ki people should understand. And it was a pleasure talking to you. Would you like to add something else to tell to the viewers what they should do? How?
Yeah, I think very fundamental thing I understood from Sri Pranaji's teachings. Um, I, I've been talking to him like about a lot of things, psychological things and spiritual things, and like asking him the big questions. And what I like in contact with his teachings and with him the most is that his answers always give me a simple clarity where something gets really fundamentally touched within myself. So I was asking him, well, Master, can you explain like this whole thing being on Earth, living my life? I've undergone a lot of strange things and a lot of hard times and a lot of good times. So what is it? I sometimes struggle with life. I sometimes lose my hope, and then I get up again, and on we go. And he said, like, well, in a way, you are you and your Atma, especially as a part of the Parabrahman, um, like the singularity can't learn from itself. It just cannot know, cannot understand itself. So it gives you your Atma, which creates your Jiva, which creates your body, and with that comes your life. And every type of learning, every type of experience you are making, you're kind of making for like for the singularity, for a higher self, so it can you know know more about it. And it's not personal, it's just the full range that you are supposed to experience. And see, like if you have like a bad case of disease in your family, or if you have undergone really bad times, it's sometimes hard to say like, well, it's good for this singularity, because the human part, the ego, says like, I don't want that. And on a higher level of meaning, on a higher level of purpose, it gives me hope. It gives me some kind of guidance. And I wouldn't have had it if it hadn't been for Sri Pranaji. And with that, I can undergo or go through harder times, and not break, but just learn. The focus on learning, on doing it for myself and something bigger, really fundamentally changed who I am today. So I just can say, from whatever part of teaching you get in contact with Pranaji, just just take it in, see what you need for it, and unlike every other guru I've got in contact with, it is so fundamentally different, because it's on eye level. It's without this, as he calls it, mumbo jumbo, like this doing some strange things which don't feel natural, but it's human and it's divine and it's both at the same time, and that's what just touches me.
We are really blessed to have him in our lives.
Yeah.
And we should be thankful. We have a lot of gratitude for Sri Pranaji. And viewers, I'm really so thankful to Sebastian that he is today here. We could talk about him at least. People should understand. The understanding is very necessary. You have to find a right guru also who can take you to the higher levels. Not
Yeah.
only you should keep you here or you are stuck somewhere. So if you want to overcome all those things and grow, you have to get connected with Sri Panaji. That is the most important thing. Whatever course you get, As Sebastian said, he started from Siddha, inner power. I started from Jyoti. And we are learning each and every day, and everything what he gives us, that is a boon for the life. And I really want to do something for the humanity as his teachings, not for me. I am growing, that is there. But what we can do for others, that is the most important thing. So this program was only for you all viewers to understand what is Nada Brahma, what is the resonance, and why one should do that. And what to say, that's the most wanted important thing for the modern age, for the things we are struggling right now. So thank you so much, Sebastian, for being here. And really, I am so thankful that you gave time and see the Germany and India has become one today. That is the best thing, isn't it? What you
Connecting world through spirituality. So thank you very much. I really, again, enjoyed our time. So all the best to you. And
thank
Aru Jyoti.
Arut Jyoti. Thank you so much.